Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so today we're looking at a story that honestly sounds like it was pulled straight out of a Hollywood spy movie. But I promise you, this is entirely real. We're talking about literally one of the most bizarre, unexpected tech discoveries ever documented. I mean, think about it. Usually when we hear about unreleased tech, right, the info comes from like a supply chain rumor, maybe a super blurry factory photo, or some massive digital security breach. But not today. Today, we're diving into a totally different environment, the actual bottom of the ocean. So let's dive into this. And yes, that pun is absolutely intended. This right here is the central mystery we're unpacking today. We're looking at a crazy situation where a piece of highly classified, completely unreleased consumer tech somehow bypassed all those strict non-disclosure agreements, all the corporate security protocols, and just ended up completely submerged underwater. Like, you really have to ask yourself, how exactly does a major multinational tech giant lose a tightly guarded secret to the ocean floor? To even begin to understand how this unfolded, we really have to look at just how incredibly random the setting and the people involved were. Because this didn't happen anywhere near Silicon Valley. Nope, it happened near the beautiful island of St. Martin. A scuba diver was just out exploring the waters, enjoying the day, and happened to stumble upon a piece of tech. But here's the kicker. This wasn't just any random diver. It was actually a friend of Randy Pitchford. And if that name is ringing a bell, it's because Pitchford is the former CEO of the massive video game developer, Gearbox Software. So his friend brings this waterlogged device back to the surface, and it was Pitchford who actually went ahead and shared the pictures of this crazy discovery with the rest of the world. Now, right about now, you might be thinking, okay, so someone lost their smartwatch while on vacation. Big deal. It happens all the time, right? But here is exactly where the story shifts from a simple lost and found bin to a massive industry-shaking event. When they actually looked closely at the device that had just been pulled from the Caribbean waters, it wasn't just some ordinary piece of lost consumer tech. It was a completely unreleased, entirely unannounced Google smartwatch. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. This diver literally managed to casually scoop up a piece of hardware from the sand that, officially, as far as the entire public was concerned, did not even exist yet. No way, right? Well, the second Pitchford shared those underwater pictures online, the tech community immediately went into overdrive analyzing the hardware. And you know what? The visual evidence confirmed the identity of this mystery device to the whole world. It was the Google Pixel Watch 5. That's right, Google's next-generation flagship wearable, completely unannounced, just laid bare for absolutely everyone to see. And it's all because it took a little unauthorized trip to the bottom of the sea off the coast of St. Martin. But guys, I have to tell you, the absolute strangest anomaly of this entire discovery wasn't just that the watch was found in the first place. It was the physical state it was in when they recovered it. So the device had absolutely zero battery life left, okay? It was completely 100% drained. Yet, and this is the wild part, despite being totally dead and submerged in the ocean, the screen still somehow managed to display the correct time. Isn't that crazy? It's just a fascinating, almost eerie little technical detail for an unreleased electronic device that had been battling the harsh elements of the sea. So the crucial point is how this incredible chain of events actually wraps up. Let's recap. First, this top-secret device is miraculously discovered underwater by a random scuba diver. Then, the pictures get shared globally by Randy Pitchford, which completely blows the lid off the Pixel Watch 5's existence. And finally, the aftermath. Because rather than holding on to this incredibly rare prototype or, I don't know, auctioning it off to the highest bidder, Pitchford actually stated that the watch is finally going back to whoever lost it. Yep, the watch is returning to its original owner. And that brings us to the end of our explainer today. But it definitely leaves us with a pretty provocative question. When you really step back and look at the sheer unlikelihood of this entire sequence of events, I mean, a high-profile gaming executive's friend finding an unreleased Google prototype in the vast ocean, snapping photos, and then just casually returning it, you really have to wonder, was this just a wildly unfortunate accident at sea by some Google employee on vacation? Or, in an era where tech companies literally fight tooth and nail for our attention, could this actually be one of the most unconventional, brilliant marketing stunts we've ever seen? It is definitely something to ponder next time you see a leaked device online. Thank you so much for joining me to explore this sunken secret, and I will see you all in